Okay, doke. Oops, need to pin my camera. What's going on? Sorry. Sorry, guys. Okay, 1 second. My touchpad has died. Sorry. Yeah, cool. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, dokes, let's begin. So let's come to sit in easy cross legs. Just center for a moment. Working until just a couple of minutes ago, so I'm going to need a little bit of centering as well. I don't know if most of you have gone to work or not, if you have been working from home, just take a couple of seconds to get your mind out of that and focus it back a little further inwards. Relaxing the face, relaxing the shoulders, and allowing the knees to drop down towards the floor as you continue to breathe in and out into your belly. Let's try and inhale for 4 and exhale for 4. And then increase the exhale for 6. And increasing to 8. With your next exhale, pull up the pelvic floor muscles, pull in the belly muscles, and then drop into Jalandhara Bandha. 5 Ujjayi breaths. Bring the chin back up to level plane and just warm ourselves up with some Kapalabhati breathing. So let's take not too many rounds. We'll take a round of 12, a round of 18, and a round of 24. So you'll all know this now, so let's just go straight. Inhale. Take a couple of recovery breaths. And bring the chin back up to level. So while we're sitting in easy cross-legged, or even if you're sitting in virasana, let's take the hands up. And again, making sure that your shoulders are not up here, taking the shoulders down there, opening out. Let's take the hands up. And again, from this shrug, let's try and bring the shoulders down. Okay, so try to bring the shoulders down, but still maintain this number 11 version of the hands rather than going out into a Y or coming in to clasp your hands together. Just maintain this number 11 version as much as we can. Take the left hand, face it outwards, and let's bring it down. And then let's go over to the left side. So again, you're not trying to bend over too much, you're just trying to lift out of that left hip, lengthening that whole side body, keeping the head straight and the bicep away from the ear, but in line with the hip. So not there, but here. And come down as far as you can go without taking the weight off that right sit bone. So this sit bone is grounded. Stay there. And coming back up, let's take the hand up again, and let's go over to the other side. Making sure you're going up rather than sideways. So all the way, keep going upwards, 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 while maintaining that sit bone on the floor or on a block or whatever you're sitting. That's nice, that looks really good. And then coming back up, take the arms up again, and let's just twist over to the left. And again, relaxing that right sit bone onto the floor. Coming back up, keeping the sit bones on the floor as you fold the earth. And coming back out. And then just clasping the palms together. Let's just pretend you're being lifted up by your wrists, and let's come out. You can even snake yourselves up like a snake going up a wall. Just find a little bit of looseness and movement in your spine. And just try to come up as tall as you can, keeping your knees going towards the floor, just making those slight movements in your spine to loosen. And then coming back down. Let's come off the block or whatever you're sitting on, and let's come to the floor. Let's start on our backs this time. Coming to a tabletop, and let's just take a few nerve flosses, pressing in and lifting up 3 times each leg. Really working the quadricep muscle on the front of your thigh to lift up. And coming down. From there, we're lifting in with the right leg, pressing so that the hip flexors activate, lifting away. Then take the left hand, press in. Coming back down with bent knees, left hand, press away. And then take the right hand and press in. So you're always moving your leg against the pressure of your hand, which activates those little muscles in and around your hips. Bring the knees together, palms face the floor, and let's press them together. Really keep pressing and then lift up the feet a couple of inches off the floor, relaxing the upper body, working through the pelvis, the groin, the lower belly. From there, just keep lifting as we bring those legs up, hopefully towards 90 degrees, as far as you can go towards 90. From there, pull the belly into the spine. And then let's take the left leg down, come up, right leg down, up, left, right. Keep the top leg pulled towards your face. Left, last time, and let's bring the legs down, and let's roll over onto the right side. So we're in this position on the elbow, keeping the elbow directly below the shoulders. You don't want it too far out here, neither do you want it in here. You really want it in a parallel position to the mat and directly under your shoulders. You want the hips in line with that elbow and the ankles in line with the hips as well. So ankles, hips, elbow in the same line. So if you like, you can move your elbow towards the corner of the mat, bring your bum to the corner of the mat, and ankles to the edge of the mat as well. That way you know you're in line. So the legs should bend about 90 degrees. You don't want to be there, you want to be somewhere here. Okay, from there, we're going to just push up, hold there for a few seconds, and then lift up, transitions. 5 of those, then bring the ankle off, 5 times here. Coming down, stretching out, and we'll abduct our legs so they're stepping away. That's how I remember it. Abduction is like kidnapping your leg, taking it away from your other leg. 5 times. Bring the top leg down and then let's abduct the bottom leg, keeping the feet nice and flexed. So you don't need to lift too high. Just want to make sure you're moving only the leg and not moving from the feet. And then let's come over to the other side. Again, taking your bearings, making sure you're getting that alignment right so you don't hurt yourself lifting up into side plank. And lift. From there, we're just going to come into the clamshells, heel on heel. 5 of those. And then up this way. Pressing down to the bottom knee. And coming down. We'll open up that top leg. Leading from the heel, so you want to turn your heel slightly outwards as you go up. Then coming down, we go into adduction on this side. Good. From there, we just roll over, coming to our hands and knees. These slippery spots on my mat. And inhale into the cow. And exhale into the inhale. Don't forget your hasta bandha, hands really gripping into that mat. 3 more times. And let's continue. From there, let's take right leg up. And coming to the bird throw. Lifting the belly, keeping your back nice and straight from wrist to ankle. You don't want to come in here, you don't want to collapse too much like this. Come into a nice neutral. Like that. And going on to the other side. And coming down. So I'm going to stay here. I'm going to try something a little new today. Keep airplanes. So we gradually into the standing version of this, but for now, I want to just try this. So taking the leg back, like we did before, and just raising it maybe about an inch off the floor. So it's still at a slight angle. And then, while we keep this leg nice and stable, we want to drop the other hip towards the floor, and then lift it up and over. Down towards the floor. So your foot is turning slightly inwards, and then up. Right into a warrior 3, and into a half. So just doing 3 or 5 of those. Just rotating the hip up and down. Let's go on to the other side. I want to feel this as strongly as when you do it standing. So just lifting the leg about an inch off the foot, about an inch off the mat. And come down and lift up. Hands remain evenly on the floor, just moving, rotating through the hips. Just a new bit of activation there. Let's see how it goes. We'll get better with that. Hopefully, we'll get to work on it in class as well. And let's go forward and back. And one side front, just warming those hips up. Good. From there, we'll walk into our shoulders, taking the wrists directly beneath the shoulders, blocking out the elbows, and then trying to draw those circles with the shoulders. And then going the other way, circles or rectangles, the opposite. Rectangles are preferred, but if they end up looking like circles, no problem. Good. From then, let's just push back into a child pose. Pressing really hard down into the mat with your hands and opening up the area underneath your shoulders as a result. Rolling the shoulders away from the ears and then claw the mat as you try to pull your hand back towards you, with the work mainly happening in the shoulder. Your hands don't move, but you're doing that clawing action as if you're trying to climb your mat. Come towards the heels, working in the opposite directions. And gently coming back. Good. Let's take one more hip opener. So we want to come into this position. You want your heel and knee in the same line, and you're facing straight forward. So you don't want to be facing at an angle. You want to be facing straight forward so that this leg is at 90 degrees to your torso. And then we're just going to hold the hands here and go as deep as we can into this activation of your adductors and your adductors. Taking care to keep the torso all the time facing forward. So it's not turning towards that standing leg. You're not going too deep, but you really want to feel those muscles in your bum and in the inner leg of the kneeling foot activate. And let's turn and go the other way. Make sure you get your placement right. So one leg is, both legs are at 90 actually, but one is kneeling, one is standing. And let's go the other way. So Irani really start at 90. You're starting off at more than 90 on that standing leg. So maybe bring that heel back towards you. Yeah, that's good. And come back. So let's come up to stand now. And we'll go into our Surya Namaskar. Dropping the shoulders down, standing properly in Tadasana, making sure we get even weight through both feet. And inhale up. Back to the palms, touch, exhale, forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale, forward. Arms to the floor, right leg back. Inhale. Arms down, downward. Roll forward into plank, knees down, chest and chin down, slide forward, into cobra, pressing those feet down, feeling your back up off the mat, pushing back, downward. Right leg up, step it forward. Inhale up. Step forward, half forward, fold, full forward, fold. Inhale all the way up. Back to the palms, touch, and up. Inhale up. Back to the palms, touch, exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Palms to the floor, right leg. Press touch. Sorry, left leg. Check leg stand straight. Down dog. And roll into plank. Knees, chest and chin. Pressing the feet down. Pushing back up. And left leg up. Step forward. Press. Right leg forward. Inhale half. Exhale forward. Inhale all the way. The palms touch. And exhale. Inhale up. Back to the palms touch. Exhale forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Palms to the floor. Right leg. Inhale. Come back down. Down. Roll into plank. Take the vinyasa of your choice, knees, chest, chin, or half chaturanga and cobra. You're taking full chaturanga, take up dog and pushing back. Right leg up to the ceiling, stepping forward, runner's lunge. Left hand up to midline, open into the twist. Coming back down, Strong legs, hands back as you lift up, high up, coming back down, step forward, up, forward, pull, pull forward, pull, hold it down. Back to the palms, touch, and inhale up. Back to the palms, touch, exhale, forward. Inhale up. Exhale, forward. Up to the floor, left leg. Crescent. Come back down. Down. Tail up to the sky. Roll forward. Take a vinyasa of your choice. Left leg up. Step it forward. Hand to the midline. Open into the twist. Close the twist. High crescent lunge. Come back down. Step forward. Inhale half. Exhale forward. Inhale all the way up. Back to the palms, touch. Exhale down. Inhale up. Back to the palms, touch. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Palms to the floor, both legs back. Downward facing. Tail up to the sky. Hold this downward facing dog for 3 breaths. Externally rotating the shoulders. Pushing the mat away from you as you draw your shoulders back into the sides. Lengthening the front body. Taking some work into your legs. Head should relax, hanging nice and free. Then walking in your way into a plank. Heels back, as if you're standing and pushing into a wall. That's how you should feel. Front body and back body working even. Downward facing dog. Plank. Down dog. Plank. Knees down. Hasta Bandha as you bring your elbows. From here, coming to a down dog, feet together. Lift up onto your toes. Walk your feet forward and hold. Tiptoes. Work happening at the lower belly and upper thighs. And gently come down. Good. We need to start walking our feet a little further forward, guys, so that we can really lift those hips above the shoulders at some point. Staying a child pose for a few moments. Press the mat out away from you. Come back into a downward facing dog. Right leg up to the ceiling. And let's open out like we did before, opening those hips. Not going to do any fancy wild things. Just going to open the hip into a lateral position and come back down. Open that left leg up and open the hip. Hands are pressing evenly into the mat. Close and come down. Roll into a plank. Knees down. Chest and chin down. Slide into cobra. Pressing the toenails into the mat. Pushing back. Down dog. And walking forward. Half forward fold. Full forward fold. And inhale all the way up. Back of the palms touch. And exhale down. From there, let's open out to a wide-legged stance. So it doesn't matter which way you face. Just coming to a wide-legged stance, make sure that your feet are evenly stacked. So the midline going through the arches is a nice alignment cue. Feet facing straight forward, so you notice I'm not over here, facing my feet straight forward. Second toe and heel, pointing straight out in front. Okay, from here, we're going to bring our hands into the hip creases, pushing down as we lean back. Slightly chin into chest, bum is working, lengthening that front body. Chin into chest. Keeping and maintaining that same curve in the back as we come forward into 90 degrees, lifting up these muscles in front of the thighs. Really lifting them up, elbows coming back rather than out here, back there. From there, bring the hands down. Straighten the back a little bit more. Bring more weight to the front of the feet. And then slowly drop towards the front of the mat. If you can, bring your hands further back. Hasta Bandha, squeeze those elbows together, lift up the quads, and drop your head as far towards the floor as possible. Gently come back up, walk the hands out, and from there, let's take that right hand under your nose and open up into a twist on the left. Coming back, placing the left hand into the center and opening up to the right. Still strong through the legs there. Straight back. Coming back down. Lift up those quads, straighten the back like you're a cannon being shot out of the spine. Bring the hands back. Elbows in. Press down as you come up. And go back into a slight back bend and come back. Okay, let's walk the heels in slightly, one heel toe, two heel toes, and then we're going to just drop down into goddess pose. And in this goddess pose, we're going to lean back into the wall behind us. And then trying to bring those legs into as 90 degrees as possible. Triceps are parallel to the floor. You're leaning your upper back and lower back down. So you're just doing this Indian dancing, Mandiya kind of thing as you're Going back and forth, making sure your weight bearing evenly, bum muscles working. And then let's come down and hold, taking your knees over the toes and holding for 3 breaths. Lean back with the shoulders there. Tuck the tail. Yeah, that's better. And gently come up. And from there, let's turn that right leg forward. Let's take the hands in front of our chest. And then let's just see gently, very gently, if we can end up in a skandhas. Nice work, guys. Might need to use your hands to get up. If you don't, you're a star coming back up. And then, well done, son. And then, turning that leg forward, let's just take a little bit more time. Really making sure those muscles are getting activated first. You really need your glutes to be working. You're flexing your leg. So that means those hammies at the back need to work to flex the leg. So it's not just this. So what this quadricep front of the leg muscle is doing is it's preventing your knee from popping off, right? So that's not the only work we need. We need to flex at the back as well. So we're gently coming down into a skandhas. Nice work, guys. Good. Stretching that straight leg out and then activating Mula Bandha and try to come up without using the hands. You don't need to use the hands. Nicely done, Adam. Nicely done, guys. And let's come back into a goddess pose just for a second. Coming back out. Then turning that right leg in, left leg out. Making sure the alignment is correct. You all know the alignment. Hips face the side and Trikonasana. So notice I'm trying to lengthen this underside of the body. My giant shirt doesn't help you to see that, but I'm trying to really work on the underside of that body and opening the shoulders up. That's nice, Lucy. Just try to open that right side up a little bit more. Open your hip out. Coming back up. Turning the right leg and getting the alignment. Sorry, turning the left leg, getting the alignment of the right. Getting your hips nice and level so that they're not here to start with. Get them there and then tip over into triangle on the other side. More work in your hip. Your left hip keeps you stable. Your right hip keeps you long. So use that back leg. Press into the back leg as well. Nice work, guys. And gently coming back up. Good work. We walk forward to the top of the mat. And from there, Tadasana. Inhale up. Back to the palms. Touch, exhale, forward. Inhale up. Exhale, forward. Arms to the floor, both legs back. Press back. And let's lift up And take a vinyasa into a plank. Knees, chest, chin. Chaturanga, half chaturanga, up dog, or cobra. Good. From there, we walk our feet forward. Coming into a half forward fold, and then into a full forward fold, holding this full forward fold for 5 breaths. Relax your belly onto your thighs first, bend the knees if you need to, and keep that belly on your thighs as you straighten the legs. If you don't straighten the legs fully, that's perfectly fine. Keep your bum above your heels, not too far back like this, above your heels. Shoulders back, holding on to the calves or the shins. Inhale up, exhale full, arms to the floor, both legs downward facing them. Rolling forward into a plank. Let's bring the knees down and straighten the left knee. Just straighten the left leg like you're preparing for a burger. Then bring that right knee onto the midline. And take that right foot to the left side. Then let's bring that left knee down, also on the midline, just below your and touching your right knee. Okay, so, and then take that left leg out. This is not a pose that I'm really comfortable in. I've done twice, but those of you who don't should be able to manage to stack your knees one on top of the other, flex feet as we drop down into Gomukhasana. Holding on to those feet, bringing your feet back and opening those hips, sitting as far as you can on both sit bones. So we'll move from there into Garudasana hands. So Gomukhasana hands are where you take your one hand up and then try to grip this way, but Sally can do that at the next class. So I'm going to do something a little easier with my hands. And we're going Garudasana. Left hand over right hand and elbow up. So you don't want to drop the elbow, you want the elbow up. Sitting on both, sit bones even. And bending forward, elbow towards the knee, C curve the spine. And come back. Release the arms. And then perhaps release the legs one at a time. And we can lean back and just take some 90-90 twists. Come back to center. And let's go into Gomukhasana on the other side. So I like to get into it the same way we did earlier. It's easier for me, but if you guys can go straight into it, that's fine. Taking the right leg back, left leg out, and bringing the right leg underneath the left. And then slowly walking back And make sure both knees are stacked one on top of the other. So there wasn't long ago that this pose was completely inaccessible for me. But you just keep plugging away and eventually you get it. Bring the left hand under the right hand this time. Sorry, right hand, yes, left hand under the right hand. And lift up. Hold that for a moment. And then tip forward. Inhale. Exhale. Sneak up the spine. And inhale. And release the arms. And let's release the legs. Moving to a Dandasana now. And from the Dandasana, we'll move into Fastish first. Bringing our backs nice and straight. Bringing the belly onto the thigh. Feet together, the toes touching. And then if you can, hold on to the toes, you do so, otherwise hold on wherever is more comfortable for you. I don't want you reaching for your toes like this with the upper back curve. I want you to open the chest up and come into that with an open chest. Perhaps slightly open hamstrings, it will help, but in order to open the hamstrings further, it's important you keep that straight back. Belly on the thighs first, rather than trying to force your head towards your knees, and then come. And then gently open out, slide your hands back. Let's go into Asana 2 now. So how that works is you're going to take your right leg and we're going to bring it in until your heel is right underneath your bum. So it's on your perineum. So you're sitting kind of on top of the instep of your foot. And we hang out here if we can. Or we come forward. So you're sitting on your foot. Your bum is not touching the mat at all. And you're leaning forward into Asana 2. You should feel a strong hamstring flex. At the same time, strong work happening around the knee joint. Quadricep lifted on the straight leg as you bend forward and come back. Coming off that foot, coming back into Dandasana, straighten that leg out, and let's go on to the other side. Now, I don't have full flexion of the left leg, so I might kind of use my hands to prop me up, but try and go into the same thing on either side. So bringing your heel underneath your bum and try to sit on your foot. So I won't go forward on this leg because we are pain in the knee, but keep working through it on there. And gently coming out. And coming into vinyasa. Might feel like you've got new kneecaps. It's always good. And then take your hands back, arms left behind you. Bringing your feet onto the floor. Pressing down with the feet, squeezing the knees in towards each other. Opening that chest and lifting up into your modified tabletop. Lengthening the front body, rolling the shoulders back. Pressing down strongly to the hands, but most of the weight is held on your legs. Your bum needs to be working strongly as you squeeze those inner thighs together. Good. Coming down. And then moving into our seated poses. Today we're going to do Konasana. We did that on Saturday as well, but let's just see how we feel after the strong leg work we did. So it's interesting to do a comparison between how you felt in the pose on Saturday to now. Opening up the chest, trying not to hunch, opening up right shoulders back. So most of us who have weak shoulders and mobility problems in the shoulders is probably because we're not paying enough attention to them in these poses also. So we tend to think that each pose is an isolated pose. But if you check that Instagram post I shared with you, it always says whatever you do, whether you're pushing or pulling, and that's true for a yoga asana as well, do it with your whole body. So you really are working the shoulders strongly here too. Although your main focus is on the inner thighs. But the pose is so much more effective if we use the whole body. Lifting up onto the front of our sit bones. And then releasing, coming back into a Dandasana, crossing the legs and rolling over, coming into a downward facing dog, and taking a vinyasa. Bringing the knees down, and then coming onto our fronts on the mat. So when we go into some cobra, again setting up for that, bringing the palms next to the ankle line, squeezing the elbows in towards each other as if you're holding a golf ball in between your bicep and your side body. Bring the ankle bones together. Rather than the heels, bring the ankles together. Pressing down, strong from both feet. Tuck the tail, breathe out, and breathe in as you come. Pressing down strongly through the feet, working all the way from the backs of your knees right up to your shoulders. Squeezing those ankle bones towards each other. And gently come back. Going to go a little further this time. Pressing down with the hands, ever so slightly. Pressing down with the feet, tapping the tail, and lifting up. Down with the hands, until the skin just above your belly button is on the floor. And down. Good work. From there, we're going to move into supported locust. So we take the hands, so take them and place them palm down underneath your hips. Your little fingers should ideally be touching. Shoulders on the floor, chin on the floor, heels together, and we tuck the tail and lift up. And good work. Let's go into the full Shavasana. Arms facing up to the ceiling, lifting something up behind you, triceps working, shoulders open, neck long, and lift the feet. And pushing back into a child pose. Down facing dog. Right leg up to the ceiling. Stepping it forward to the outside of your wrist. And let's come into a lizard lunge. Opening the chest. Nice straight back leg. You can rock back and forth. And then bring that left knee down. Flatten the foot. And open the chest as far as you can. Good. Tuck the back toes. Step back into down dog. Left leg up. Step it forward. Outside of the leg. Rock you back and forth. In that lizard lunge. Feeling the work happening on the front hip on the right side and the high hamstring on the left side. So the inner leg and the back of the leg on the left side. Relax down and come into a back bend, lengthen the front body and just hold it here for a couple of breaths. Tucking the back towards downward facing dog. Knees down. Let's roll over. And we can stretch the legs out and come into a Shavasana. Heels to the corners of the mat and see curving your way down. Arms open and come into your relaxation, flopping the feet open, nestling the hips and shoulders into the mat, lengthening the neck, and breathing, flattening your spine as much as you can into the mat. Slowly lengthening the back of the neck by tucking your chin slightly into the chest. If you have sensations anywhere, just breathe into whichever body part. Remember that it's not just your nostrils, but your pores can breathe as well. So breathe into whatever body part through the pores surrounding it on the skin in that area. And allow yourself to go deeper and deeper towards the flow. Gently bringing some movement back to your fingers and your toes and your hands and feet and your hips and shoulders. Raising your arms up above your head, pointing the toes and allowing yourself to really stretch out. Waking your cervical spine up by just rolling your neck from side to side. Rolling over to the right side Using your left hand and gently coming up to sit. You take 3 rounds of yogic breath, inhaling for 4, exhaling for 4. On the final exhale, pull up the pelvic floor, Uddiyana Bandha Mayana in, Jalandhara Bandha lock, and let's take 5 rounds of Ujjayi breathing. Bring the chin up to level plane, and let's stick our tongues out. Roll the tongue if you can. If you can't roll the tongue, just keep it out. And we're going to take some Sitali breathing, 3 rounds. Stick the tongue out and breathe in through the tongue, through the mouth. Tongue in to the top of the palate. Exhale down. Chin back up to level plane. And we'll repeat 2 more times. If you can't roll your tongue like into a kind of cone, that's okay. Don't worry about it too much. You'll never be able to do it. It's just one of those genetic things you either can or can't. So don't beat yourself up. You get the same benefit if you just breathe over your tongue anyway. And let's go into some Viloma Anuloma breathing. So you all know this one as well. It's the inhale into the staggered exhale. And then the staggered inhale, smooth exhale. And then combine staggered inhale, staggered exhale, 3 rounds of each. So in your own time. Inhale first and staggered exhale. Bottom of the lung, middle of the lung, top of the lung. Staggered inhale next. Combine the staggered inhale and staggered exhale. When you've done your 3 rounds of staggered in, staggered out, let's bring the palms together in front of your chest. Let's inhale and close the practice with one Om. Inhale. I honor the place within you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place within you which is of light, of love, of truth, and of peace. When you are in that place in you and I am in that place in me, we are one. Namaste. Thank you guys. Hope you've had a good Monday. If there is such a thing. And have a good rest of the week. Sabi will be back on Thursday. And we'll be back on Saturday as well. So you can do whichever classes you want in the meantime. See all you guys soon. Bye.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you. Bye.
Thank you.